Everybody good? All right, good. If you have any questions, please along the way, put those into the chat. Kara says, this is great. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate it. So, all right, let's get into the message. What are we going to say to this group of people now that we know who they are? So here's a question for you. Why should this person that you just kind of created do business with you instead of a competitor? So what separates you? What is different about your business than another business that does the same thing? Put that in your workbook. Think of a couple ideas. What are things that that we do differently, that we do better? Time in service, or how long we've been doing it. Things like that could be interesting as well. Next, what benefits do you offer that they might resonate with? So this is tricky because you don't want to talk about features, right? Features are bullet points of things that you can do for them. Those are fine, but then you want to look at those features and flip that around so that it becomes a benefit for the customer. Customers are always looking at things that, what's in it for me, right? They don't want to hear about how great you are and we do this and we do that and we do this. Instead of we don't track mud through your house, right? Another way to say that might be we put booties on our shoes to keep your home clean, right? So we're we're flipping it around so that we're talking about a benefit that the customer is going to receive. And again, these are in your workbook too. Definitely consider writing down benefits and make sure that as you go back through these benefits that you're not talking about features of things that you do, but switching those around so that they're benefits of some of what the customer is going to receive. We talked a little bit about the pain points. What are some pain points that you can talk about that they're going to resonate with? Is it the muddy home, right? Did the last guys do a shoddy job on the install? Did they not keep their warranty promises? There's a lot of different things that you could do. Here's some ideas for you, some different messaging. Same-day services, emergency service that might not work in a lot of things. If you do offer repair, cleaning, those kind of things, maybe it does work. Satisfaction guaranteed, upfront pricing, on time, every time. I love that one. That's a great one. So just some different ideas of what can start to help you attract people and separate yourself from all the other companies doing, basically the same thing, offering nearly the same products. While we're talking about this, I do want to talk about reviews. So one of the biggest things that you can do is to optimize your Google Business Profile. And we'll talk a little bit more about this later. But Google Business Profile right now across all of our clients is generating between 60 and 70% of the leads for our clients. So one of the things in that Google Business Profile is reviews. And whoever has the most reviews gets listed more often, right? So it's definitely very important to talk about reviews. And I mention reviews because there's a difference between getting a review on a platform like Google or Facebook or Yelp versus what we call a testimonial, or maybe they're just reviews, but you're putting them on your own website. The problem with testimonials, they're really good trust factors for your website. People see those, they read them, they trust. In most cases, they trust them. Google, on the other hand, does not trust them because they know that you built that website and you can modify that website to say whatever you want it to say, right? So when you're looking to grow your business, getting reviews on these other platforms is very, very important. Testimonials, important to get on your website, but should be, not priority. Getting reviews is going to be the big piece. And the reason is something called social proof. Social proof is this psychological phenomenon where people are more apt to do something when other people are already doing it. right? So for instance, if you see somebody's Facebook post and there are no comments, you're more likely not to leave a comment versus if you see 10 or 100 comments, you're more likely to leave one of your own. That's social proof in action. And the same is true for reviews. So in this case, we've got three choices here. We've got Shades by Design, 61 reviews with a 4.8 average. Biscayne Door, 5 reviews, all 5 stars, but not 61. And then we've got the Shade Store, who has more reviews, but a 3.9 average. So from a social proof standpoint, there's really only one choice. Shades by Design is probably going to get the most phone calls. I guarantee they're getting the most phone calls of these 3 choices. And these 3 choices are what shows up in this particular Google search. So this is the Google business profile where we're really wanting to optimize things because it's going to generate a lot more leads for you. So having those reviews, very, very important. So make the case for your business. We've talked about some different things. What is some messaging that you can use around things that you do that maybe you've never really documented and put down on paper? So put those into the workbook. Maybe that's upfront pricing. We'll have the parts or you don't pay, installs free. I don't know, something like that. We'll leave the home cleaner that when we found it. Love that one. So put those in there. And then a little bit of benefits of knowing that message when you're speaking to these people. If somebody calls you on the phone, you already know who your avatar is, and you're able to speak that language to them, right? You're able to hit them where they're at, right? You're talking on the same page, which is really nice. And ultimately, the customer might feel a little bit less like a customer and feel like, we've really made a good choice here. So assuming you deliver on your promise, which I would assume you would do, right? So, all right, any questions about message? So now we know what we're going to say, what differentiates my business from some of the others, that kind of stuff. Any questions so far? I don't see anything. If you do have any questions, please put those into the chat. I'd be happy to answer those as well. So,
Well, this is Renee.
Go ahead, Renee.
Real quick on when you send out your reviews and they're not answering you, what do you think's a good amount of, waiting a little while and reaching out again? I don't want to be overkill.
Yep.
So I'm tending to side more on, okay, they're not doing it, move on. What's your thoughts on that, please?
Fantastic question. So best time to get a review is right at the end of install when you're standing there in the living room. And, get that review, ask them, are you happy? Yes, I'm very happy. Would you mind leaving a review? An easy way to do that is to have a business card with a QR code on it that goes straight to your review page. That's a home run, right? To get it done there. If they're not able to do that, or they don't want to do that at that point, or you forget to ask or something like that, the sooner after install you can ask for that review, the more likely you are to get the review. And this could be in minutes. It could, it literally could be in minutes. So sometimes we've got some clients that just send us a list of installs that they did. Every Friday, they'll send us a list. So if that install was done on Monday, we're now reaching out on Friday to ask for that review. We've kind of lost some momentum there, right? They've had some time to look at it and, maybe not nitpicked it or anything, but they're less happy about it, I guess would be a good way to say it. So to answer your question, Renee, from an email standpoint, we do 3 rounds of requests, and those are over, I think, 10 days. So about 4 days, 3 days apart, something like that. And if they don't answer after the 3rd email, then they're probably not going to leave a review, right?
Just as kind of share what I've done.
Go ahead.
We have probably 1,000 reviews, but what we would do that same thing. We'd email, we'd ask for a review over a 2-week period, and 9 times out of 10 they wouldn't do it.
Yep.
So what we started doing was we gave out review cards. Each installer will give out a review card, and the customer will get a $20 gift card to Starbucks or Fry's or Home Depot. And so they would just have to email us and tell us where to send the card. That worked, but then the installers really had no incentive to do it. So it would be in spurts. So then just last year, I started offering the installers also a $20 spiff per review that they get that mentions their name.
Yep.
Since then, it exploded. We've gotten like 400 reviews this year just from that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's expensive. It's pricey. It's costing a lot, but it's the best thing I think I've ever done.
Yeah.
So being ethical about that, is that okay to do that? Because I thought about it.
But not with Yelp, but I wouldn't suggest they review you on Yelp. I have 1,000 reviews on Yelp and only 200 are showing. So
yeah. There is a terms of service for Google where you can't incentivize reviews. The way around that, Robert, if you wanted to be inside the terms of service for Google, would be leave us a review and be entered to win a Starbucks gift card. And then everybody wins, right? On your end, just everybody that fills one out wins. But that would keep you from violating Google's terms of service. I mean, obviously they don't enforce it very much, but you could end up getting in trouble by just incentivizing reviews directly.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know that. I just been doing it.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask that.
Yeah.
Then also what I'm doing for my holiday cards and Happy New Year, I'm having my designer do a QR code. I'm going to do a message with my QR code, and then we're also going to have my review there.
Yep.
And I'm inserting those into the cards.
Yeah. Those are great
Okay.
ideas. So a couple other tips real quick. Not just relying on email. So sending a text message to the client with a little link that goes, again, straight to your 5 stars. Some people, if they're prompted like that, especially on SMS messages, that's like a 99% open rate. So at least you get that message in front of them again. And then another thing that we're doing for clients is we're doing a 6-month kind of re-review request. So after around the 6-month mark, we send out an email saying, hey, we did some stuff for you 6 months ago. We're a small business. We really rely on reviews. We know we asked you, you weren't able to do it. We hope you're still happy with it, that kind of stuff, and kind of just resend those out. Those are starting to show some additional reviews as well. So, just kind of a way to kind of reactivate some of those things. Another thing that could do is maybe get them to pick up the phone and call you, because I've been meaning to call you guys. We've got another room that we need done or something like that. So some sort of a reactivation campaign is another good idea. Great questions. Thank you.